Are these the original mirrors?
Yeah.
Really? Wow,
As far as I know.
You're on video right now, Daryl. But I'm going to edit you out, okay? You can be on it if you want to.
No, I don't need to be on it.
Okay, good. What's crapping in Fun Seekers? This is a great day. This is truly a great day. I'm ecstatic because this is a 1957 Pontiac Super Chief or Star Chief Catalina, which means hardtop. So it's a four-door hardtop. My electrician buddy needed his air conditioning fixed, and I needed a 57 Pontiac. So we did a little exchange. It's been sitting for about 10 years at least. Looks like it's been longer than that, but I don't know. It's just a really cool car. I saw this car originally about 6 years ago, I think, and asked about it back then, and it was just here. But when your AC broke, that's when it sweetened up the pie. What am I doing? What am I saying here? I'm going to try to get this thing started and drive it up on a car trailer and take it home and figure out what to do with it after that. My name's Jason, and this is Grease Belly Garage. Come on. There we go. Come on, baby. Ah.
Stuck up in there so far I can't get it. I have to get my grandson.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll work it out. You got all your grandkids everywhere.
Oh, that's just two of them.
That's just two of them. How many you got?
7 more.
Wow.
And I don't even like kids.
Well, I like kids. You're in luck. I also like old cars. This is from the era, Daryl, of when GM was different every year.
Yeah.
You know this better than I do. But, you know, a 57 Pontiac looks almost nothing like a 56 Pontiac, which looks almost nothing like a 55.
The 57 Pontiac looks like the 57 Chevrolet.
That's what I think, too.
Yeah.
In fact, I like the Pontiac better in some ways.
Because of that tail fin, or that tail fin on there,
Yes.
is what looks
So much like a 57 Chevy.
Yeah.
They had like four-door sedans, which had the door frames, window frames.
Yeah.
And then you had a four-door hardtop, which is what this is, which I think is also known as Catalina. Did you know that, Daryl?
No, I never really
Studied it.
studied it.
Maybe the bumpers are still attainable. They were supposed to be at somebody's shop being worked on. That remains to be seen. So for the moment, we got no bumpers. We've got other trim pieces, I think, that you probably have, Daryl.
Yeah, I just gotta find them up.
Got some nice skinny white wall tires. We got this. As far as I know, this was a factory paint scheme. It was gray and pink. I think Pontiac advertised this as a pink Pontiac. When was the last time you drove it?
Oh, 10 years?
10 years ago?
Yeah.
So I was on the road 10 years ago. Looks like the paint's gone bad at some point. Probably from sitting outside. But I like that. We call that patina. Maybe a little bit of a leak going on over there. Got some rope. Looks like a gas line, possibly. I just love this thing. I think it's great. We're only about 5 or 10 minutes away from Siesta Key, Florida. I would love to go drive this thing down Siesta Key. And this is where you put gas in this car, but the gas tank is currently not installed. I've heard of people selling these taillights for big bucks too, but you can see the resemblance of the 57 Chevy. I think the trunk lids might even be interchangeable. Got some dirt dauberness going on there. Unfortunately, his carport has blown over into the side of the car, so there's not much to see over here. Let's see what we got. Aha. Got a really nice wrench. That looks like a fuel cell, and it definitely smells like one. Here's the gray paint. Looks good under here, actually. Not too rusted and rotted on the back. And the obligatory fender skirts. A lot of guys aren't a big fan of fender skirts, but I love them. You got an old baseball cap back here, Daryl. You want this back?
No.
You sure? That might be a good one. Something Laurel Oak.
Yeah.
Golf tournament?
Yeah. Actually won that tournament.
You did?
Yeah.
Good for you, Daryl. Little Febreze.
One side of it, the lug nuts are left. The other side are right.
Yeah, I think Buick and Pontiac both were really into that. The passenger side was turned to the right,
Yeah,
driver's
I
side,
think the left side is the left one.
something like that.
Yeah.
How long do you think this gas has been in here, Daryl? Oh, here's the float.
At least 10 years.
And you got the old tank, right?
Yep. Well, actually, I had it completely rebuilt.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Guy up on Bee Ridge Road.
Good grief. Whew, man. That is like pure varnish, I think, Daryl.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
would imagine. That's actually a gas tank for a hot rod.
I know, it's like a fuel cell.
Yeah, it is.
And it's just sitting in here, right?
Yep.
Cool.
I found that for, I don't know, I think I paid $50 for that.
You want to know a little secret also, Daryl? I've done this same exact thing with a fuel hose many times. Not quite as elaborate with your knots and stuff with the rope, but zip ties are, my generation of rope. Probably the one limitation I'm going to have with this car is fitting in it. How did you fit it at, Daryl?
I fit fine in this side. There's plenty of room in that car.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a fairly robust guy, okay? Well, you know what? There's only one way for me to find out if I fit, and I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that, when I haven't just eaten something. Shed a little light on the subject here. We've got the pink steering wheel going on. Got that really cool speedometer, which looks like it's stuck. Got the hot rod barefoot gas pedal. And then in case you didn't know what the other one is, it says brake right on it. Got a pink, I don't know what that is, a stuffed animal or something. Really nice two-tone door panel cards here. Let's see how I fit. Oh, this ain't as bad as I thought. Got some gauges, Pontiac in the steering wheel, automatic transmission. I think this was a 4-speed automatic, I think.
Yes. And
Yeah.
if you look at it, the reverse is all the way to the right.
Uh-huh.
You go park, neutral, drive.
Yeah, there's like a takeoff drive and a cruising drive.
Yeah.
So I think the first the first drive position is 2 speeds, the second drive position is 2 speeds, and then there's low and reverse. That's what it is. So it's like a power glide kind of deal. There's park, neutral, the first drive, second drive, low, and reverse. Did the transmission work okay the last time you drove it, Daryl?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I never
good.
had any trouble with transmission.
And a set of keys. Looks like a couple of vent knobs down there. Got aftermarket air conditioning, which is really super cool. Did that work too, Daryl?
Yep.
Missing one of the visors, it looks like. Might be around somewhere. Is that a service manual? There's fuzzy dice too.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Fuzzy dice were on the,
Wow.
hanging on the ceiling.
This was a real cruiser, Daryl. There's a couple of lenses. Those look like they're for the front blinker lights. See that grilled area back there? This has a aftermarket radio. And this circle right here was where a clock would go. Seats are a little moldy, but all the glass looks pretty good. I wonder if I think these vent windows actually work with this thing. Yep, it wants to work, but I'm not gonna push my luck and break it. But you can see it wanting to move. Old school temperature control, even had 3-speed fan back then. Wow.
I actually got pulled over by a woman down past the old pub that lived in Turtle Rock. She said, would you bring that to our banquet that we have in a couple of weeks on a Friday night at the clubhouse? She said they would absolutely go crazy over that car.
And did they?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
They fed us, they gave us booze.
There's the tail lights over there, and I can't open this door because it's tied shut. And the one over there is blockaded by the carport. Quite a bit of cleaning, and we'll be in good shape here. This would be the trunk lid ornament, I think, Daryl.
That is the, yeah, I think that is the trunk.
See either the trunk or the hood. There's a piece of chrome for the front hood, it looks like. There's a trim for the light. and a lens.
There's the bevel for the headlight over there.
Yeah, that's the headlight bezels in the seat. This is, what do these things say? Star Chief. So this is a Star Chief. Star Chief is the model, but because it's got a hard top, it's a Catalina officially. So this is a Pontiac Star Chief Catalina. There we go. Here's what I know about this. I know the electric fan's probably for the aftermarket AC, which is fine with me because that's a condenser anyway.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure this is a 1 year only 347 V8. Yep, Pontiac V8. And this is definitely some sort of critter nest, which includes some aluminum foil even. Now I think this one would be the 4-barrel version. Right, Darryl?
I think it is. I don't remember.
I think it might be. You got anywhere I can put this garbage? Can we put it in this garbage can right here? Maybe not.
Huh?
The problem with lights is when you want to try to position them, you can't see how to do it, and then the thing blinds you right in the eyeballs, and then you don't get it in the right spot like I just did. Thank you. Wow, that's a great light there, Darryl. Now we can see. Look at all the nests around here. And it stinks too, Darryl. You know?
Yeah.
And it's even up there.
I think they may have made this a house with a bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like a 1-bedroom, 1-bath mouse house. I'll rake all this stuff off. I think because it's so late in the day, Darryl, I'll throw my good battery in here. See if it'll spin over. Are you confident it'll spin over?
I have no idea what it will do.
Okay.
Because since it's been setting, but I see no reason why it won't.
Okie dokie. This smell is right. Oh, the carburetor looks great, and it is a 4-barrel. Look how clean that is, Darryl.
Yeah.
All right, this battery is brand spanking new because I had to buy it for another Jeep that wouldn't start.
Well, since you've been around old cars, I'm going to ask you, do you know what that little rack down there is for?
Yeah, I think so. Let me show them what you're talking about. I believe that to be a window washer reservoir holder.
Nope.
No?
That was a water injection system for the carburetor.
Oh. Huh. I did not know that.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard of those, but I've never seen one in the wild. I
had one in one of my trucks years ago. Supposed to save mileage and this, that, and the other. I never did see what it made any difference, but
yeah. Where'd the negative cable go, Darryl? The battery on top of it. Okay. All right. See if anything works any better with a new battery. The interior light works.
did it crank?
No. Yes.
Wow.
The condenser fan came on, the dome light's on. This is fantastic.
I think I'll keep it.
That's what they all say. I'm going to put a little bit of this oil fuel mix down the carburetor first. Because this thing's been sitting so long and it's an old engine.
Yeah.
It's a little more finicky than new stuff, you know what I mean? Even the choke works, Darryl. I can't believe it.
Papa, you want one?
I think I can just get it down in there a little bit, like that. Did this have electronic ignition or was it point still?
It's still got the points, if I remember right.
They're probably corroded beyond belief. I got a dinner or go to at the Hyatt tomorrow.
Unbelievable.
I take back what I said about the points, Daryl. It's still my car, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to run it too much because I don't know. I don't want to pump any of that old nasty gas out of that tank in the back. I think when I come back Wednesday, I'll bring fresh gas and I'll just take that out, suck it out with an electric pump, put fresh gas in it, and try to get this thing to run on its own. And then we'll see if it'll move and stuff. And I'll check the radiator and all that stuff. But before I do that, I got to hear it run one more time. You want to, Daryl?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
This is great, huh? Pour a little bit of that down there. Wow, I really didn't expect this car to run at all.
I had no reason that it wouldn't. Yeah.
Well, some of these old 50s cars, they'll, you know, the points will just be seized together or corroded together and shorted out.
That is,
really cool.
for as long as it's been setting,
Yep.
I am amazed.
They say you can't kill Pontiacs. We'll just set that back on there. Of course, when I come back on Wednesday, it probably won't start. That's what's going to happen. So.
No, it'll start.
So we're going to be positive, right, Daryl?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I'm going to leave this stuff here too, Daryl, okay?
And that horn actually worked, didn't it?
It sure did. Did you hear me honking it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the other day, I was down here with Larry. Well, he's Larry and you're Daryl. If my name was Daryl, we'd have a episode of Newhart, wouldn't
Yeah.
we? Yeah. You remember Larry Daryl?
Oh yeah. I use that all the time.
Do you? Well, I feel I would make a really good Daryl. I'm a Jason, but I'd be really good as a Daryl. You know what I mean? But you'd be good as a Jason as well. This is great, Daryl.
Yeah.
Is your AC working good?
Oh yeah.
Then I feel great.
Yes.
This is a win-win-win-win-win. Welcome back, fun seekers. Day 2 of the Pink Pontiac. And it's been brought to my attention that this hat that I'm wearing that says Bad Hair Day is actually a female's hat. So I think before I start, I'm going to dig around in the back of my Durango and see if I've got a more masculine flavor of hat. It's really not my fault. This was on a clearance aisle for like $2 at a Georgia gas station. And it was pretty. And I just bought it because I thought, you know, junk hats. But apparently the women that wear these Bad Hair Day hats have like a big ponytail sticking out of the back. But hey, it was kind of nice for a while. I guess I'll give it to one of my daughters or something. Next thing I need to do to this car is get it away from the wall of this carport where it got, I guess, Hurricane Ian smashed this thing over into the side of it. Then I can work on it better and get it moving, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. All right, I went from Bad Hair Day to heck yeah. Got some of these dollies from Harbor Freight. Maybe I can get it in the center and do both at the same time in the front. Maybe. Still not enough. Try it right there. You stupid thing. The advantage of being kind of overweight is when you jack like this, you can just kind of hang on the bar and it'll make that jack do something sooner or later. I'll put that one like that. That should work. There it went. Pull it back out a little bit first. Oh yeah, front. Dead battery. This is a Chilton's Auto Repair Manual from long ago. I have to lubricate all this stuff. There's those fairly pricey taillights back there. Headlight bezels. I wonder what the seat looks like underneath. Oh, look at that seat underneath there. Wow. Can you guys see that? That's part of the seat's like brand new. I'll have to pilfer through all this when I get home with it at some point. And that brings us to the part of the video where my cheap Amazon microphones spontaneously and suddenly and catastrophically failed. So you'll have to listen to me yodel as a voiceover here for just a few minutes. I decided the first thing to do was to get all of the rat debris blown out of this engine compartment the best that I could and take out all that hood insulation that was falling down. I didn't want to suck all that stuff into the carburetor when I was trying to get this thing to idle and move under its own power, which was the goal for today, so I could get this thing loaded and get it out of there. The next thing to do is to check all the fluids, look everything over the best that I could with my limited knowledge of 50s cars. Lots of learning on this car, lots of, you know, the power steering fluid is type A. I haven't heard of type A transmission fluid for the power steering in a long time, but it brings back good memories working on these old cars, actually. Daryl, the previous owner, came out. He was inside the house. He came out and was monkeying around with it too. He really gets a kick out of seeing this car run. I'm lubricating up all the linkages under the hood, and I'm bragging about that Freol and Lubol to Daryl. He's gonna give it a try. That's the best stuff I've ever used, seriously. Checking up on other things here, filled up the radiator. It was mostly empty. Everything else looked really good though. The oil was good. It was probably a quart low. Transmission fluid was like brand spanking new. All of the wiring was in great condition. There was no rodent damage in any of the wiring at all. It was mostly isolated to just the insulation and trash that they brought in from other places. It looked like aluminum foil. I guess they like aluminum foil for some reason. So yeah, we're gonna crank on this thing for a while in just a minute. We did get it running again. We almost got it to idle. There I am checking oil. Dipstick's a little tricky on this car because the air conditioning bracket's in the way. Then I decided to go around back and pop in my boat tank on top of his old racing cell tank that he had set up back there to that way I would know I'd have a dedicated fresh fuel supply, and see if we could get this thing running good enough to drive it up on a trailer. That's my ultimate goal here. So we got it running a few times in this part, and then the starter started smoking at some point. I think the longest we had it running was probably 30 seconds or so. I ended up smacking the needle in the seat with a wrench right there. Yep, that's a standard YouTuber activity there these days. It seems like a majority of carburetor problems are a stuck needle in seat. So that usually works. So the starter gave out. I'm beating it with a shovel handle there, trying to get it to turn again. And that's a really good battery charger right there. Those new automatic ones are garbage, but that's an old school Sears one there. We ended up figuring that the battery was dead, but I think that battery's actually bad. And we're back, fun seekers, for another day with the Pink Pontiac. But I wanted to hop in before I start anything else and do an impromptu product review. You know, a lot of guys will pop in the middle of their videos and do their sponsor thing. Well, I'm going to tell you what not to buy. The first thing is these Amazon wireless microphone things that you get for Android and Apple phones. And I've had horrible luck with these. So if you see one of these, got a charge case. The problem is the microphones don't last very long, and the range sucks, and they don't sound that great. This is a do not buy. I think the best place for these is right over there. Oops, I missed the garbage can. The second thing is, I don't want to really mention where you buy these batteries, but I usually buy these batteries that have both top posts and side post connections. And this is probably the fourth or fifth one that has failed on me within a year. It's been charging all night long in this old-fashioned charger. At first it wouldn't draw any amps, now it just draws and draws and draws. And what happens is they get to where they won't take a charge at all. Something breaks between the post and the plates. So they've got a problem with these batteries and they really need to address it. So I went and bought yet another battery from a competitor. Another thing too is when you film these videos with a Android phone, you put them anywhere near sunlight and they overheat like immediately. And that's a real pain too. I was raised in Florida on the West Coast. Around a lot of boats. The home of Wellcraft and Chris Craft, I'm sure you guys have heard of that. Sarasota, Florida, had a lot of exposure to boat stuff. And I know that boat batteries are built way better than car batteries because they're designed to take a beating on the waves. So this is a marine cranking battery. This is not a deep cycle battery. It's for cranking the boat motor. And they are pretty tough. And they're a whole lot cheaper than a deep cycle one. Deep cycle is more for like trolling motors and running inverters and stuff like that. Oh, I saw sports that time. Well, Daryl, you want the good news or the bad news?
Good news.
Good news is I got another battery.
Yeah.
Bad news is the second I went and tried to start the car, it blew this terminal apart over here on the cable.
Huh?
Look at that. Isn't that something? Is it hot?
Hot, yeah. Hotter than a fresh forest fire.
Oh yeah, I'll edit that out, Daryl. No.
Oh, is that on?
Yeah, man.
Oh.
I bet that was one of those solder-on terminals. I used to use those all the time. These are printing shears that I ripped off from my mom. Don't tell her. Give me this.
That would never be better. That razor blade.
Yeah, I'll only be able to count to 9 if I use that razor blade.
You don't want them all. Shave your head first.
Always a wallet. Party in the front, business in the back.
I think it's.
I
You got that backwards.
I
Yeah,
said that backwards.
yeah, it's business in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, I said it backwards.
Yeah. Although there is a haircut like that, I just can't remember what the name of it is.
We try not to take her out in public.
A pompadour, maybe? You know what? I'm going to go on Amazon. I swear. I'm going to buy $500 worth of reading glasses, and I'm going to just throw them everywhere I go. Just like a sprinkler. Because you know what age I'm at, Daryl?
Yeah.
I'm at reading glasses age.
Oh,
And my eyesight sucks anyway.
You know how you got to that point, right?
Yeah. I still got a piece on there. See, I can't see it, Daryl.
You can't see that?
Can you see it? Look.
Let me get over there.
Have to let the professional electrician get in here and handle this battery clamp. An electrician told me one time you got to have tight connections. Because heat is the great destroyer.
Well, I'm not sure what that. I think that's for the AC.
Oh, it probably is.
So we'll leave that off for right now.
Okay, we'll leave it off for right now. Let it get sucked into the fan belt. Get down in there. I don't know if I can get to the connections from the top or you got to go from the bottom. Now that cable's perfectly tight. Starter is probably kaput. I'll run home and grab the trailer.
All right.
I have a feeling that car's got a ton of potential. If I just go get the car trailer, take it up to the big shop, put a proper starter in it, because parts for these old cars are not easy to find. So I'm either going to have to rebuild that starter or get a new one. Maybe even both. That way I'm not endangering his great-grandchildren running around or anything like that. Okay, back with the car trailer. Here it is out in the daylight for the first time in a long time. And this will give you a much better, hopefully, idea. Pretty cool ride. Some of these cars had chrome on these spears right on top. I think that was a Super Chief. Right there, right there. Okay, another beautiful morning here in Florida. Made it home safely last night, and here she is in her glory. Now, there's a little thing about working on somebody's car when you're getting the car from the people and you're doing it right in front of them. It's like you're trying to put a cast on their kid or something. So, kind of have to be a little bit more, I don't know, reserved in what you do and say. But this is a fantastic car. It really is. The more I looked at it, the more I liked it. And I think a lot of it is because it's so solid everywhere. I mean, it's great. In fact, the few problems that it has rust-wise appears to be on the roof. And it's just a couple of little corners. I get my dollies out of there. I got my assistant Amato coming over today, and I'm going to have him clean this car up, get all the junk out of it, get a good look at it, see exactly where we stand, get all the crap out of the trunk, get a little rust right here, popping up. That's probably the worst spot on the whole car. Door's locked. Door lock still works. There we go. Here's our Pontiac ornament. Did a light cleaning on this to make it look better and get some of the stink out of it, and it looks really good. I don't know if you remember what these door panels looked like, and the top of the seats in particular. We're gonna spritz it down with this, whatever this crap is. I bought it at the HVAC supply warehouse. And there's my pressure washer, and we're gonna turn Amato loose and do the outside of this thing. Tried to take this thing up to the shop, and not only is the town I live in Florida, you can't even breathe around here anymore, but the shop is ridiculously busy. So this is gonna have to wait for another day, but we did get it all pressure washed off. Looks a lot better. I've got a little parts list that I've put together to get it back on the road and get it on to a new owner eventually. So I gotta go through these two totes and see exactly what all's left, but I did find the other visor. It's in that box over there. The tail lights are in pretty good shape. We missed a few wasp nests. You don't see that every day. But yeah, it looks pretty good, and it smells better too. This is single stage paint. I'm almost inclined to think that, well, it's been repainted once, it looks like. This was a really good car before somebody tried to fix it up or did fix it up. There's a Star Chief script. Have both sides of that. I don't seem to have these up here. These little, whatever they are. I'll be digging in this thing in just a few more weeks. And I just want to say my Dodge Durango does a fantastic job of towing cars. There's the rest of the boneyard that I have going on that I'll probably never get to. And I'm officially a YouTuber now with this. These electric tongue jacks are absolutely worth their weight in gold. No doubt. Speaking of boneyard, I've decided I'm going to sell off some of these cars that I'm probably never going to get to. Life just gets in the way. I can't get all this stuff done. And I'm flipping a house in the middle of all this. Look forward to a video documenting some of the cars I'm going to sell off just to get them out of here. It's pretty good stuff that I've collected through the years. And as far as this Pontiac Star Chief goes, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, all that crap that you're supposed to do. And if you didn't like it, give me a thumbs up anyway. Of course, if you didn't like it, you probably aren't even seeing this part. So thanks for watching, and I will certainly catch you guys on the flip side.
See you next time.
All right.
Tune in again.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.